You've watched him grow, watched him entertain you, moments of joy, sadness, and excitement of watching him.
Well, I think Federer was a guy that came in and just really took the game light years ahead.
He's the most everything about it is effort.
Well, it's beautiful to be in the conversation, because...
In July 1998, 17-year-old Federer made his debut with very little experience. Fast forward to 2022, he retired as a legend of the game. What do legends of the game think about Federer? Let's find out. Rafael Nadal. Federer's rivalry with Rafael Nadal has certainly been a huge part of tennis in this century, one of the greatest rivalries in tennis history. Nadal expressed regret that they would not meet in another Grand Slam final. They last squared off at the 2019 Wimbledon Championships, where he lost to Federer in 4 sets in that semi-final match. It gives you the feeling that Nadal might just be disappointed that he will not be able to avenge his loss to Federer. Nadal wrote on Twitter, "Dear Roger, my friend and rival, I wish this day would have never come. It's a sad day for me personally and for sports around the world. It's been a pleasure, but also an honor and a privilege to share all these years with you, living so many amazing moments on and off the court. We will have many more moments to share together in the future. There are still lots of things to do together, we know that. For now, I truly wish you all the happiness with your wife, Mirka, your kids, and your family, and enjoy what's ahead of you. I'll see you in London." Over the years, the two have captivated tennis fans with their daring performances on the court. In his autobiography, Nadal also spoke about some of Federer's qualities. The 22-time Grand Slam winner claimed that Federer was a more talented player than him in his autobiography. When discussing this, Nadal said, "It's difficult for me to say whether he made me a better player or if I made him a better player. Toni has never stopped reminding me, and I know he is correct, that Federer is more technically gifted than I am. But he does so not to depress me, but to motivate me to improve my game." Nadal further revealed that he sometimes watched Federer play on video, and he was amazed at how good he was and surprised that he was able to defeat him. The two legends have competed against each other an astonishing 40 times. However, Nadal has dominated in his rivalry against Federer, winning 24 of the 40 matches between them. Toni Nadal, a man that everyone tends to believe what he has to say and who never ceases to remind his nephew that Federer was more technically gifted, has also a lot to say about Roger Federer. Toni Nadal. In a recent article, he praised Federer for his conduct and ability on the court. It's obvious Uncle Tony has a lot of respect for the Swiss star. Toni described Federer as a role model who was never rude or arrogant, never asked the crowd through gestures to applaud or to root for himself after playing a great point. According to him, Federer always celebrated his wins in an elegant and discreet way. He said, "I remember the 2011 ATP Finals in London. He defeated Rafa 6-3, 6-love in an hour, and after the match point, he lowered his head and did not lift his eyes from the ground until he shook hands with his rival at the net and gave him a pat on the back." In his prime, Federer was playing in another league. "Before the match, I used to tell Rafa, there will be times when he will make you feel very inferior. Just keep fighting and wait for the storm to go away. He is the biggest icon in tennis history." That was the feeling that he left you with in the moments inspired by him, that of total helplessness. Even someone as talented as Nadal seems susceptible to Federer's ability to make his opponents appear helpless in his presence. Uncle Tony also admitted that he considers himself mighty fortunate to have witnessed the Swiss maestro trade blows so often with his nephew and watch him exhibit his full arsenal of shots, all the while looking his pristine best. Further acknowledging Federer's legacy, Toni Nadal asserted that Roger Federer is irreplaceable, which we all can agree to. Toni was of the opinion that Federer's influence goes beyond just the sport, marveling at how the Swiss had transcended tennis and captured the imagination of more than just tennis fans with his elegance and grace. Among the famous Big Three, Djokovic has also had some things to say regarding his rival. Novak Djokovic. A few months back, Novak revealed what he discussed with Federer when they stood side to side on centre court at Wimbledon. He explained that he told Federer why so many people loved him and that he needed to come back in time to play against each other once more. Federer was battling a knee injury at the time. Novak also said it was always a special moment whenever Federer entered centre court. According to him, everyone was on their feet and everyone showed their love and respect for him. He described Federer as a legend in every respect. Novak further stated that Federer had been one of the biggest rivals in his career, and it was weird not seeing him participate in tournaments. I think it's very important for the sport that players like him play as much as they can because it brings a lot of attention and benefits for all of us. Novak concluded. Too bad we won't be getting to see Federer play anymore, but we will surely remember all the excitement and attention Federer brought to the game. Another player who has had a lot to say about Roger Federer is an American legend who suffered some of the most heartbreaking losses of his career against Roger. Andy Roddick. Andy Roddick could have been a 5-time Grand Slam champion if it hadn't been for the one and only Roger Federer, who has an unbeaten record in Grand Slam finals against the American in 4 meetings. Roddick attributed his poor results against Federer in a recent interview to nothing more than their natural differences in play style, which made their matchup particularly hard for him. His strengths did not put Federer in sufficient difficulty. On the contrary, they ended up enhancing Federer's game. Roddick compared it to the matchup between Federer and Nadal, which was particularly difficult for the Swiss due to Nadal's left-handedness and topspin. Just like how Nadal could consistently push Federer out of his comfort zone, Federer's style of play had the same effect on Roddick. According to Roddick, their clashes were always a rough matchup. There wasn't much that he did well naturally that Federer couldn't counter naturally. His natural strengths were always counteracted by Federer's own innate abilities. Roddick claims Roger Federer forced him out of his comfort zone consistently. Federer currently holds a 21-3 advantage in the head-to-head against Roddick and 8-love in Grand Slams. Andy Roddick also revealed it was not Federer's titles that made him jealous of him sometimes, but Federer's personality instead. He talked about how badly he wanted to know the reason behind Federer always looking so relaxed. Michael Jordan, the greatest player in basketball history, was known for his serious demeanor and killer mentality on the court. Federer and Jordan couldn't be more different in that regard, with Roddick describing Federer as an artistic, poetic, beautiful thing. Roddick admitted on the Kazic and Klepper podcast that his jealousy stemmed from Federer's ability to tend to his responsibilities away from the court while consistently being in a good mood, which was incredibly annoying to the rest of the moody people like himself. Roddick also wished Federer well after Federer's retirement announcement. He wrote on Twitter, "Cheers, Roger. Thanks for the shared memories, my friend. It was an honor to share this time/experiences on the most hallowed grounds in our sport. Don't be a stranger." Andre Agassi. When the GOAT debate reached an all-time high in 2021, after Novak equaled rivals Rafael Nadal and Roger Federer with 20 Grand Slams each, many people chimed in with their opinions, including players, legends, coaches, media, and of course, fans on social media. During that time, Andre Agassi described Federer as an all-rounder player and also showered him with the highest of praises. Agassi was part of the last generation before Federer, Rafael Nadal, and Novak Djokovic. Though his career did briefly overlap with Federer, it was then the American legend realized he was playing against the greatest of all time. Andre said in an interview with the Hindu Times, "Federer is truly a world-class, all-round player. When he was at his prime, he could have done at least 5 things better than anyone else. The day I played Federer, that was the day I realized I was playing the greatest player of all time." Also, responding to a fan question on what makes Federer and Nadal special, Agassi said he played Federer in the finals of the 2005 US Open and there was no safe place on the court. According to Agassi, at that time, Federer probably had the best forehand in the world. He also revealed that Federer's movement was no joke. Agassi faced Federer 11 times between 1998 and 2005, winning only 3 of them. Serena Williams also had something to say about the GOAT debate back then. She declared Federer the greatest ahead of his rivals, Novak and Nadal. Serena Williams. Serena told reporters during the Emilia-Romagna Open in Parma, "I think 2 words sum it up: Roger Federer." She described Federer as a synopsis of greatness and class. She added that Federer was amazing and really changed the game. Serena said, "You see players playing and moving like him and doing his techniques. The guy is a genius. I just feel like he is really the greatest player." She further added that it was simply hard not to like Federer. According to her, his game was so fantastic and she wished she could play like him. Serena, who also recently announced her retirement from the game, welcomed Roger Federer to the retirement club. Unlike Williams, Roger Federer will not be ending his career at a Grand Slam. One legend who helped Roger Federer become the world-class player we know today is his compatriot Martina Hingis. Martina shared her 2001 Hopman Cup experience with Roger Federer last year. During a candid one-on-one with tennis icon Chris Evert on the WTA's official YouTube channel, Hingis said Federer was very raw at the time and even struck as a bit of a wild boy. She revealed that Federer observed how she conducted herself during the tournament, which, as he later admitted, helped him become the champion that he is. "We played in the Hopman Cup together once. I think he was at a younger age. He was a bit of a wild man, wild boy, not yet a man. but there he saw how I was structuring things and everything was done for a reason, Hingis said. She went on to say that on the first day of practice, everything was organized and planned down to the last detail, which was a lesson for Federer, who was still making his professional tennis debut. Sharing a funny story from the tournament, Hingis said her tournament partner, Federer, wanted to go out for dinner at 9 o'clock in the evening when they had a match at 10 a.m. the next day. She claims she had to literally convince him of the importance of eating early and getting a good night's sleep before match day. She went on to say that these small lessons in discipline throughout the tournament helped Federer focus his game. Federer, who had a reputation for being a volatile, temperamental team, later matured into one of the most composed players on the court, whose body language barely betrays his nerves or anxiety. With all the good words said about this legend, curious to know how good he was? Watch this video.